Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Here is Arran and Chris for you tonight with some more bullshit.
You fucked up.
With some more interesting stories. So, what have you got today? What are you thinking?
Well, we've just been doing the usual since last week, and we're now back. So
How's
let's
your
see
week
what
been?
we've got. Week's been okay. We've
Yeah.
been a bit of work. Done a wee bit. Daughter's been on holiday from school, so that's been
Nice.
good. And yeah, been,
I noticed that there's no schools on because there's no traffic anywhere you go in the morning.
yeah, I
And
know.
it's been
That's the
amazing.
thing.
And it can just stay like that.
Oh, it's over now, bro.
Right, is it?
It's over for next
That's
week.
a
wasn't it?
disaster.
So today was they're all back at school.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's brilliant.
No, but yeah, it's good, man. It's so everyone's been good. Weather's been terrible,
Oh,
and
we had a little bit of a storm. So,
the storm was serious.
storm was serious. Almost
Yeah.
ripped my roof off my house and everything.
Storm was serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was called. Storm
Ashley,
Ashley.
that's right.
I was going to say Angelina Jolie. Storm Angelina Jolie.
We don't have that one yet, no.
No. Yeah. So what? So tell me. The week.
Right,
Go.
my week's been fine. I've just been submerged in doing about 10 things at once. So I had work, then I had video editing, then I had streaming, then I had this PC building that I'm doing now, 10 PCs
Yeah.
at once,
Sick.
and just trying to kind of also chill at the same time in between those
feel
things. But I'm quite happy because it's like, I like doing things. I don't like just sitting about and doing nothing. Like I like to
Yeah,
just
fair.
kind of do things that I find interesting. So it's like new things as well that I've not done before properly. So it's nice. It's cool to
Yeah, for
to
sure.
do different things and just keep yourself kind of occupied and doing things that you enjoy. It just brings happiness to your life. I'd say.
Yeah. I've been a wee bit shit in the gym this week. To be fair,
That's like me, to be fair.
I've just been because of the holidays, a
Mm.
bit more hot, like just a bit harder, like. But be back at it obviously like this week now. But you just have weeks like that.
Yeah,
Food hasn't been the best. Blah blah. blah.
that's like me.
But, yeah.
Let's see. I made one meal over the weekend, which was pretty good, which was really nice.
I've been terrible, bro.
And then ate that, and then I'm like, right, back to the breaded chicken in the air fryer.
No, I've been terrible, bro. This is like the first time this week I've used. Well, yeah, it's first time like this
Your
week
first
I've used
meal.
my air fryer.
Your first meal,
Yeah.
ever.
In the air fryer, that's like honestly like just there before I came
Yeah.
came up. Like honestly, it was a terrible like. I've not used any of my own food. I'm just like, oh, I can't be arsed.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm the same.
so
I still need to go shops and get more like food for the fridge and stuff like that. I've not got anything to even.
yeah, I'm the same.
I don't have lunch for tomorrow. I'm going to
I'm
have to
just
go out and
gonna
buy.
have to buy something.
Yeah, literally. And it's like the worst thing ever because you're going to buy something unhealthy. That's one. Two, you're going to spend money
sure.
that you didn't want to spend, and you're going to feel shit after.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. I'm not gonna make lunch. I'll do tomorrow and then I'll.
I would make
on
lunch, but
Wednesday.
I've got nothing to make lunch from.
I'll
so-
make lunch on Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've got a couple of things that I want to bring up to your attention
Right, go
that
on.
I found on the internet throughout the week.
Right, tell me.
All right. So let me just have a quick. Let me just find it quickly. It's just on my saved notes here. So it is. Do you remember? You used to find these random things on the internet that people would like post or put up or whatever, and you'd be like, "What on earth goes through people's minds?"
Yeah.
Right? So like every day. So I've got a couple of those here. Right, so here we go. So this is a genuine question,
All right.
right? And are you ready for this one? Because this is a serious
Question on
question.
the internet.
This is a serious question to the internet from an actual human being.
Right.
Are you prepared, right?
Oh, okay. Right, I'm good.
Okay. Do you think humans will ever walk on the sun?
What?
Wait, there's more.
What?
There's more. There's more, right?
Where was this written? On the internet?
This is on the internet. If someone was allowed to go on the internet with this shit, right? So listen, this is the question, and there's a paragraph explaining further detail, right? So listen to this. I was just daydreaming and thinking today, and I thought about how crazy it was that a person walked on the moon and Mars. Who the fuck
Hold
walked on
hold the
Mars?
fuck up.
Who the fuck's been to the Mars?
Oh, I walked on Mars. Right, okay.
Nobody's been to the Mars, first of all, anyway. Who is this guy? Anonymous, no fucking
Right,
wonder.
shocker, I would never fucking put my name either.
Oh, right. Anyway,
Go on.
Moon and Mars. I was just wondering if you think a person will ever walk on the sun, though. Like, I know it's really hot, but I'm thinking if they went in the winter time, then the sun would. If they went in the winter time, when the sun is only like 30 degrees, they could do it. And I think they're talking Fahrenheit, so it's like that's 0.
It doesn't fucking matter.
So this guy, right, thinks that in the winter, because it's cold here, the sun is
There's
fucking...
a couple of queries on this.
He just thinks the sun's got a off and on button. And
Couple of queries on this.
Go for it.
Obviously, the basics.
Like,
We obviously don't know how the seasons work. Clearly, we didn't do geography in school,
No.
so we don't know how the seasons work. Number one, in winter when the sun is cooler,
Bro thinks that...
where did he get 30 degrees from?
Listen, bro just thinks that in the winter, the sun turns off.
Where did he get 30 degrees from?
Well, if it's Fahrenheit, that's 0.
It doesn't fucking matter.
So he's probably thinking winter 0, freezing cold, so I can just go.
What does he think happens to the big ball of fire in the sky?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it's down at 30.
what's daylight?
Down at 30.
What even is
Cool.
daylight? It's just
Cool, bro.
just a bulb in the sky, right?
And secondly, my issue is no one's walked on Mars either.
I know, like who the fuck? I just noticed that. In fact, I read that.
Did anyone reply to that?
So yes, but I can't actually see the answers. There's 141 answers,
Oh my
but I
God.
can't actually see them. I can't. I've tried to see them.
I would have been very interested to see what the replies were pushing.
I would happily like go through each one of those replies just to see.
I'd be pushing for what the replies looked like on that.
Well, I've got another one for you.
The sun. Well,
Yes.
I might reply to that. Do you know what, bro? You might be onto something.
I'm on to something with this one. Right,
Yeah,
are you
you
ready
do.
for this one? Can I tell by the smell of my husband's gas if he has been cheating?
Right.
So we're talking fart.
I gathered.
So I know this sounds crazy, right?
Well, I never thought that.
But in capitals, but husband usually has his own smell. The family always knows when he's past gas, even if he tries to be funny and blame it on a dog. Poor dog.
Does it say poor dog?
No, I just.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I did
That was nice of you there.
Yeah. Lately, he's had to work late a few times, and each time he comes home, and his gas has smelled unlike anything I've ever smelled from him before. Kind of like maybe he had Thai food or something. He says he has only been at work and not anywhere else, but something is definitely different. So, I don't even know.
Well, let me tell you something, right? Quite an obvious possibility.
Someone's obviously having issues.
You're just having a different lunch.
Quite literally.
You're just having a different lunch. Girl, like sometimes wives can be like that. I'm going to tell you now, like wives can be like that. His eyelashes were looking a bit longer. I'm a bit concerned of what he's up to. Like, fuck, man.
I've got a very simple one here.
I'm gone.
What's the dumbest rumor you've ever heard about yourself? Right? And I'm not asking you this, but I will ask you this anyway, but I'm going to just tell
You want
this,
me? Oh, okay.
right? Someone replied. This is a reply. It's a genuine reply. When I was in school, people were saying that I was homeschooled. Even
Okay, but it took me a minute. It took me a second to be like, huh? It took me a second to click to that there. I was like, I'm waiting. And then it went,
So it's done. It's done.
oh,
So
man.
yes.
Well, I'm concerned about this.
What the fuck are they learning in that school?
Ah, that motherfucker must be homeschooled.
Bullshit. Honestly. What's your dumbest rumor
That I've ever heard.
about you? Yeah.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's not gonna. You're not gonna come off well on this one anyway.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we circle back to that.
What's the dumbest rumor you ever heard about you?
That's an excellent question.
It's hard when
It
you
is
think
hard.
when you have to think about it.
I feel
It's
like
hard.
this is something we should think about and come back to it.
Yeah, let me think on it.
Okay,
I'll
I'll do the
come
same.
back to it.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Right, this is a weird one that I've seen, right? This isn't necessarily funny, but it's well, I don't know, I'll let you decide, right? But it's just caught my eye and I thought I'll bring it up, right? In the movie Home Alone, why did the camera guy film the kid instead of calling the cops? Right?
That motherfucker.
A kid was at home alone and his house was getting robbed, so why did he not call the cops, right?
Well, he wasn't home alone then, eh?
Exactly.
The camera guy's there.
Well, there's an answer, right? I think he was part of the gang of thieves. They wanted to pull off the heist and get it on film to show their boss they were ready for a bigger and better assignment. I think they failed though. And the guy replies, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Wait, I got a few funny things.
I've got one last one, and you
tell me.
Should I tie myself to a train track?
What?
I want a boyfriend, preferably a prince. Hopefully, I will be rescued by a prince who will save me just as the train is coming.
Well, fingers fucking
Hopefully,
crossed.
fucking not.
Fingers fucking crossed.
Hopefully not. With that bullshit attitude.
Right,
That was the.
Just let you. I've got a couple of funny things.
This
I've
is
done,
interesting. I'm ready.
Wait, let me read this. Say right. I've got a reply for it. So, it actually starts with, "If you're going to be judgy, please do not reply to the question."
All right.
The fact you've had to write that is already sending me concerns.
Yeah.
So this is what it says. Ever since I was born, I have been fascinated by slugs.
Okay. I'm already judging.
It turned into a fetish of mine.
Right.
I'm not obsessed with these fascinating creatures. They are so sexy. Lately, slugs have been turning me on. Right? We're only halfway through the fucking question. So I decided, why not just be sexy like them?
What the fuck? What's the guy done?
It's a girl.
All right. What's he done?
I want to become a slug.
Right.
My twin sister thinks I'm crazy, and she says, I'm a wee bit worried about you.
Okay.
But I'm a be fine in capitals.
I'm gonna be fine.
Right? So this is the question. So, just out of interest, do we think that Vaseline is the right adhesive? Adhesive is what she's wrote, but that's not the right word.
Yeah.
And cover myself with it. And can I crawl around on the floor saying slug, slug, slug? I still need to get over the horrible fear of having salt accidentally fall on me, and then I will die a horrible death.
Do you know what? People like that worry me.
And your man's replied, right, this guy here, and he goes, I would think probably Vaseline, and if you add a little bit of baby oil, it'll slide much better.
Oh my god. Slide much better. That would be the fastest slug ever.
I'm just concerned with the full question. It's a
That is
fucking
a very-
serious. And mate, and it says hashtag get your slug on.
Oh. Do you know what, mate? That's like people that pretend they're cats and dogs and shit like that and walk about
It's
on a
fucking weird, bro. Like,
honestly. We're probably going to get cancelled for calling them
I
weirdos,
tell you,
but
it's not
that shit
fucking
is
weird. It's weird, bro.
It is weird.
Right. Well, here's another one. This is another question from someone.
Right? Oh, great. This is going to be ridiculous. Hit me with it.
Sometimes I'm not sure if people are being serious or not. Am I turning into Taylor Swift?
Oh, hopefully not. I can't stand her.
I've I've noticed that over the summer my hair has gotten lighter. I also find myself singing along to country songs, and I've developed an attraction to the Jonas Brothers. Am I turning into Taylor Swift? Open brackets. Note: I'm a 30-year-old Indian man.
So I thought that was a woman the whole time. Mate, I thought that was a lassie this whole time.
So
Abdul thinks he's turning into a fucking Taylor Swift.
yeah. Right. So then I reply, if a famous rapper has ever interrupted you, then yes.
Yo, Taylor,
Kanye West, that's true.
I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish.
It was
But
Kanye West.
Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
I'm putting that on the screen.
You are putting that on the
One
screen.
of the
No,
best
it's always
videos
to pop
of
up on the
all
screen.
time.
Here's another one. How do I unbake a cake?
What the fuck?
And a guy
You just do shit in reverse.
full on replied, this guy here.
Just do in reverse.
He went, you can't. Once the ingredients are mixed up and baked, it's permanent.
A permanent
man.
cake.
It's permanent.
There's no going back from
And the
this.
funny thing is, he's got 64 downward thumbs to the comment.
Why? That's like
He's
game
got
over.
3 times the amount of downward thumbs as he has likes.
That's
I
a
think
that's
he's
a
lying,
valid
bro.
question.
I think he's lying.
Maybe he's lying. Maybe people have reversed it.
I've got one more.
Right, go for it.
Is it illegal to kill an ant?
An ant.
Today I was walking down the street and there was an ant on a puppy. So I stepped on the ant and killed it.
Wait.
A police officer gave me a very dirty look, and so did a lot of people. So I was wondering if it's illegal to kill the ant. I'm super serious, and this isn't a joke.
Did he say on a puppy?
Yeah. And then they went, someone replied and just went, you stepped on a dog. And then they updated, they replied back and they went, yeah, I stepped on the dog to kill the ant.
So he killed the dog.
And
in
then
the
wrote,
process.
ha 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 ha.
So he killed the dog in the process. What the fuck? Honestly,
Oh man.
the internet is just undefeated.
Local man paralyzed after eating 413 chicken nuggets. Reply. So the limit is 412.
Mate, I've seen this. Yeah, mate, go for it. Try it. Just let's go.
Oh,
Let's
bro.
go.
That is funny.
That is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard or read. To be honest,
I like the internet, man.
I love the internet.
People lose it, bro. Eh?
Honestly. So we're in the colder part of the year now, right? So
Yeah.
it's getting Halloween and in between the Halloween and Christmas vibe and all that, and people like to kind of get on the spooky side and start staying home and play horror games and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm people, right? So
I know who you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, you like horror games. Right?
I do, yeah,
You
yeah.
enjoy them. A lot of people out there, you guys, some of you might enjoy these games as well, right? So there's a game that was suggested to me, recommended to me.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's not out yet, but it'll be out end of October.
Yeah.
So like tomorrow. We're at the end of October. But anyway, do you want to see a trailer for it?
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called I forgot. To be honest, I forgot. Let me just have a quick look, guys, and remind myself what it's called. It's called A Quiet Place.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
I've seen the film.
Yeah. So this is a game.
I've seen both the films.
It's a game it's based on that. I'm sure. So A Quiet Place. The Road Ahead
Yeah.
is the name of the game. Right. I'm gonna just put you a trailer right here.
I'll tell you something interesting about this, right?
What's up?
This game reacts to your mic.
That's right. That's exactly yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is you need to be quiet in the game, but you also need to be quiet because
While playing the game.
There's no
Yeah,
push
yeah.
to talk. It's just always on, and it won't let you. I think it won't let you play it unless a microphone's plugged in.
Yeah, I thought that
Right.
was the case as well. Yeah.
So you can't make any noise because you can walk into anything and make. Have you ever played Granny?
No, but I know what
Right,
it's good.
so
yeah,
I played that
Like you can
recently.
knock things over and
Literally
shit,
anything,
and then
and
makes
you
noise,
make a
yeah.
noise and just things at you straight away. Right, have a look at this. I'm gonna just pull it up on the screen as well.
Go up. But the film was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the film was good.
I've never seen it. I might watch it.
Both films are good. There's one
There's two.
and part 2. Yeah. Mad, like mad. I think if I remember rightly in the film, they're invisible.
Right, okay.
You can't see them. I'm
Well, the
sure.
thing is, you can't see them unless you make a noise when they come. I don't think they just roam about freely.
Well, yeah. Hopefully,
Unless you make a noise.
well, yeah. Oh, I don't know about the game, but in the film, I'm sure that's what happens. Like they roam about. You have to literally be silent.
Yeah.
I'm sure in the film, they have. I'm sure it's like the woman, and she's got 2 kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're young, like young as fuck. Like in the first one, they're. I'm sure. Do you know what it is, bro? I'm sure in the first one they're like babies
Right.
or a baby. I can't remember. It's one of the two, right? And then in the second one, obviously they're grown up a bit. Like they're like not toddlers, but they're like say like 5.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's like her husband, and the 2 kids. But I have something in my head that tells me that they get split up or something.
Mm.
And she ends up with the 2 kids, but obviously it's not that easy to keep 2 kids silent.
Yeah.
Like if you get what I'm saying.
Of course.
Like,
it's like Bird Box. Remember Bird
quite
Box?
different. Yeah,
like that,
exactly.
but-
Like Bird Box, yeah.
That was
couldn't
see
see
you
them.
couldn't see them. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Bird Box was actually pretty good.
I liked Bird Box.
I enjoyed it.
Quiet Place was really good. I watched
Right.
it. It was
I'm
really
gonna
good.
have to have a look.
1
at
and
that.
2 was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a
And,
look into that.
Like good film. I would probably buy that.
That
Personally.
game.
Yeah, I would give it a try.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pre-order it.
Yeah, I think
So that is ready to go.
I
As
think
soon as
like
it's done.
I quite enjoy games like that, and because I've seen the film, I always like relate it good.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'd be interested to see if you can actually fight them off,
Right.
because I think in the film she tries to
I
fight
think
them off.
what
But I don't
happens
know if you
is-
can fight them off in this.
I think what happens is you need to escape wherever you're at, or
Right.
something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because she travels across the country in the second one,
Right. Okay.
but they're everywhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna look into that movie. I'm gonna want to watch that definitely.
But I remember one scene. I'm sure she's like, it's like the long grass.
Right.
Obviously, you
Yeah.
can see them coming through the grass,
Mhm.
but they're invisible
So how can you see them?
because you can see the
because
grass.
is moving.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
you.
And it's good, very good. But there's obviously always slip ups where someone makes a noise and then it's like,
Yeah. Come at you.
and then
sorry.
rapid, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. No, I've got. Funny enough, there's another game I was just looking at recently,
Right.
and it's on an oil rig,
Okay.
right? And
What's it called?
let me just get this up, right? So I seen it. I seen
So
a
put a
trailer.
trailer up.
Seen a trailer, right? Let me just find
We'll
this.
do a
for
double
you.
trailer.
Yeah, let me just find this for you, right?
All right. Give me the name.
So horror game. Okay,
Right.
let me just set the scene. Horror game.
Right.
Still wakes the deep, and basically, short story. You're on an oil rig,
Yeah. Yep.
and I think it's some sort of virus,
Okay.
right? One guy gets it.
Mm-hmm.
He starts murdering folk left and right.
It's like a possessive type of thing.
And obviously, like, the oil rig takes a wee bit of, like, fucking... well, not really. He sort of, like... I think he, like, mutates a wee bit.
Right. Okay.
But obviously, the oil rig starts falling apart a wee bit. Like, it's fucking seas stormy as fuck. Like, all that shite. And your guy, you're trying to get off the rig, but you're in the middle of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
So, you, like...
Okay.
And then, but you've got to go through all the sort of dark, like, passages with a torch and all that, and it's like...
I might actually get that.
Blue
as well.
shot, I'll be honest,
Let's
bro,
put the
it
trailer
looks
up.
really
We've got the
good. Yeah,
trailer
put
right
the
here.
put the
We've got the trailer right here. Let's have a quick look at that.
I watched a brief thing on it.
Hold on. Do we want to help YouTube by answering one question?
Not a fucking
Huh?
chance.
How do you skip this shit? Skip ad. Right, let's have a quick look at this.
You bring the police to my door, to my rig. I can sort this, right?
Why? They're all
It's
Scottish
Scottish.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
forgot about that.
That's the main thing.
Because they're in the North Sea. I forgot
Hear
about that.
me?
That's amazing.
Fired.
Oh, I'm buying this game just because of that.
It's a, like,
Graphics are insane.
oil rigs are are hard enough as it, like, you know what I mean? As
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is, it's dark, it's fucking wet as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's already, like, horrendous. So imagine it, like, getting bits falling apart and all that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so scary, man.
That looks sick.
Yeah, bro, I seen a trailer for it a while back and I was like, I'll pretty good.
That looks class.
Yeah, cool.
18th of June. Oh, it's already out.
Yeah, it's out now.
All right. I thought that was like upcoming.
Nah, it was when I watched the original trailer and then I kind of forgot about it and it only came to my head when you were talking about A Quiet Place there. I was
Right.
like, I really, really want to play it.
Yeah.
Like, because like, I like games like that. Eh? Like,
Yeah, I like that shit as well.
It sort of like gives like a Bioshock vibe. I used
Yeah,
to play Bioshock.
I like
as-
story-filled games. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they've
so do
got-
I.
they've got a story to it. I like pointless like sandbox games, but I like ones that have got.
I like a
as well.
story game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a story gamer. Like, recently I've been doing like with my daughter, got quite into games. So like quite into like obviously no games like that. She's like 6-year-old, but
Playing GTA.
she likes like she likes she likes like Lego games and all that sort of stuff. Like, so she's getting quite into it. Like, and she's recently been watching like the Marvel films with me and all that. So like, so play like Lego Marvel superheroes and like Lego Harry Potter, Lego Jurassic Park, like, and it's cool because like it's like an introduction for her to like the whole
The
like gaming world and all that sort of stuff. But like, obviously, like you remember from when you were like a kid and like you used to get stuck like on such what now for me is so simple.
Yeah.
But like she'll be like, I can't figure out how to get past this bit.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, you want her to try and figure it out, but at the same time you'll give her a wee hand, and it's like such a like wholesome experience for me, like because it just takes me whole back to like my childhood, like where I'm like playing games, and then she's sitting now, like I got her a Nintendo Switch, so she's been playing Nintendo Switch with it, which is really good by the way. Like Nintendo Switches are great, it's for youngsters especially. So she's like she'll sit and play Nintendo Switch, play PlayStation with me, all that sort of stuff. She played like Lego The Incredibles, like. But like it's getting to the point where she's finishing them, bro. Like, and she's finishing them, finishing all the missions, collecting all the collectibles, like, and it's like cool to see her like get into all that stuff. Like just recently, I got her Animal Crossing. She's been playing that.
Good. I've seen that.
So like, it's cool, man. Like Super Mario Kart, like all these things. So she's trying all different genres as well, which I like because like she's getting into them.
Yeah. And
then we played like Lego The Hobbit and stuff like that. She's never even seen Lord of the Rings before, but she's like, or The Hobbit, but she's like.
Still like
interested in the game, so then she's learning the characters because she's in the game, so she's like, well, who's this guy, or Harry Potter. Like I don't think she's really seen a lot of Harry Potter, but like she'll know who Harry Potter is, but do you know what I mean? Like she'll learn the people, like like Ron and Hermione, and she'll like Ken and it, and like it's cool because she's going through the games and playing it. Like we played Lego Star Wars as well. She's never really seen Star Wars, and that's like another one. So she's like. So like the superheroes she really likes at the moment, they're like huge on her thing. So like obviously it's hard because we've watched all the Marvel movies together, like or most of them, right? But like obviously she's like she wants to watch like Blade and like Ghost Rider, right? And Punisher and stuff like that. But like they're a bit old for her. Like
just let her.
Obviously,
he's still her.
They're obviously like a wee bit like
she's gonna see them
or Deadpool. Like there's another one like.
Yeah.
She really wants to watch Deadpool, but it's just like that's a wee bit more of like an R-rated Marvel movie. So like I can't let her watch it, but she knows who the character is, so she's like, oh, I really want it. And I'm like, well, you just need to wait now, like because you're so small. But then like she'll watch, but the ones she has watched, she'll like watch the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Thor, Iron Man, all these like
they're all okay.
Loves all those films. So we watched them in timeline order from Disney, like on Disney Plus. You get like you can do it all in timeline order. So like Captain America. Back in World War II, all the way up to like the last like film at the moment was like the Marvels, which is like Captain Marvel, right? But so it was like I'm sure it's like 32 films or something.
That's a lot,
right? And we've watched them all, right, the whole way up. And then obviously there's other ones like from like our childhood, like Elektra, Daredevil, like all these films from when I was like they'd be like early 2000s, Blade, like all these ones. But she's not quite there to watch them yet.
I've never seen those.
You've never seen them? Get here.
I've never seen Ghost Rider.
You're a fool. Nah, Ghost Rider came out a wee bit later. Blade is like, what the hell?
Never seen Blade.
What are you doing? Where's this Snipes? You having a giraffe? Oh,
I like Wesley Snipes as well.
Blade's best film ever. Blade started the whole Marvel universe, bro.
Right.
Like, Marvel was down the toilet and then Blade came out. And I think it must have been like 2001 or something, 2002 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Blade came out, first Blade film, and literally smashed it at like box office, whatever, right? Smashed it. And then they bought Blade 2, Blade 3, right? Obviously, right? But like these films, they started that whole like from comics to film universe, like so like Marvel comics all to films. That's what that started on. So then obviously you got like Daredevil, Punisher was a great film, like well, a few of them, but one of them was really good. And then and the series is really good as well. And then obviously like the Daredevil film, the old one, and then there was the Elektra film, and then like all these films back then, and Ghost Rider came out a wee bit later than that. But like see these films, like they like so it, like Blade paved the way, and then obviously then it came like Iron Man. I'm sure Iron Man was 2008. And that was like the first like MCU film to like come on, and then obviously it's progressed. But Blade paved it.
Yeah.
Like Wesley Snipes paved the way.
If it wasn't for Blade, none of that else would have happened.
Yeah, a wee bit of spoilers, but like obviously Deadpool Wolverine came out because Hugh Jackman's a huge, like Hugh Jackman, to be fair, as Wolverine is like one of those characters where it's like you wouldn't have any, like no one else could play him. No one else could play Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's like it was made for him to play it. Like same with Blade, like you couldn't put anyone else as Blade for me. Wesley Snipes is the only guy you could ever have as him. It doesn't matter who else it could be. Because they were trying to make a new Blade film, but I think it got kiboshed because they tried to make another actor and it just wasn't happening.
Working, yeah.
Because Wesley Snipes is Blade. Like you,
That's it. You can't.
like it's like Harry Potter. You couldn't make another guy.
Nah,
you couldn't make
listen,
Daniel
yes.
Radcliffe's Harry Potter to me. Doesn't matter what film I see him in. He's Harry Potter.
Absolutely.
Like and Wolverine, like Hugh Jackman. Like and obviously the first X-Men film that came out, they were back then, right? But like Wolverine has paved the way for like a lot of that as well. Like so, like Hugh Jackman is a Wolverine.
Yeah.
And like he's been doing it like 20 years now over the course of all these films that have
That's
just
right.
because he's played this character who I don't even think was meant to be the main character originally, but he's
Turned into it.
He was a side character in X-Men, and
Yeah.
he's actually swiped his way into his own
Yeah, that's right. Because you
his
don't
own
see.
chronicle of films.
Yeah, 'cause
like
you don't see the other X-Men characters having their
having
own
it's
thing.
not like a film with Storm. Like it's
Yeah.
not like that, bro. It's Wolverine. Like that's
I can't even remember any other X-Men.
That's what I mean.
But Storm.
that's what, I'm not saying they were bad films.
No.
But the Wolverine was
Yeah.
everyone loved Wolverine,
Yeah.
right? So then obviously like Deadpool came out and it did really well. The first one was great. Second one was fantastic as well. And obviously I've just watched the recent new one. And the only thing I'd say about the new one is the new one links a lot, like, or there's a good couple of links in sort of like, is it cameos? Is that the right word? There's
Cameos,
a good sort of like, and a lot of like sort of like hidden things towards all these old films like Blade and all these ones from 20 years ago. Are like, so I'll tell you something mad, right? So the first Spider-Man film, you remember it? Tobey Maguire in it?
Yeah.
And he's in the he's in the lockers in the hall and he's fighting the bully. Remember he's like does all the moves. It's
Moves
under
all the
rapid,
punches,
right?
yep.
So Deadpool in the film, number 3, spoilers again, does the exact movements
Right. Okay.
of the film, but you would never know that.
So there is. You know what that is? That's like paying homage.
So that's exactly what it is,
Yeah,
right?
what
But
it
he
is.
does it to loads of stuff.
Right.
In that whole film, if you look carefully, you can see shit all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All over the place. Picks up from all these old films that made it what it was.
Yeah.
And he plays
So it's
Deadpool
kind of
brilliantly.
returning back to what
Plays
made it all.
Deadpool brilliantly. And he also like pushes through the fourth wall. So like he talks to the audience sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But he was known for doing that in the comics. Like it was like a thing. So like they've done it in the films to like reference Stan Lee, who wrote all the comics, right? So Deadpool like does all that, and then but he's obviously got Wolverine in it, like Hugh Jackman. But like for comic book fans, like so like for example, I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures and stuff like that. Wolverine's got like the yellow suit on.
That's right.
So the yellow suit is like was in the 90s comics and shit. Like and when he came into X-Men, the film, the original one, everyone was really disappointed because he never had the yellow suit on. Right?
Okay.
And over the years, the fan base have all been like, why is he not got the yellow suit? Like, why is he not getting the yellow suit on? Why is he not getting the yellow suit on?
I
Right?
can see where they're coming from.
And the yellow suit came out in Deadpool Wolverine. That's what made it so big. Like,
okay.
because
They finally brought it back.
people everywhere are like,
Do you reckon that was a marketing move?
no, it was so I think Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman had a lot actually involved in the film. And they sort of paid, again, homage to like the actual comics.
Aye, what started
Like
it
they
all.
were like, Wolverine should not have the suit on. He should have the fucking suit
Yeah.
on. Do you know what I mean? Like and like stuff like that. So like there was lots of like unsort of finished bits like in the film and in the sense of like things that hadn't happened in like the previous X-Men film. You're like, oh, I wish he had fought him.
Yeah.
And then they would fight in this film, and
Right,
you were like, damn, I've waited 20 years to watch this fight. That's what it's like, right?
okay.
And you were like, I've waited 20 years to see him in that suit.
Yeah.
And like at one point, again, this mad spoilers, right? So just skip this a bit. But at one point, he pulls like he has like a mask, like in the Wolverine comics. He's got the mask. It's got like the ears, and he puts it on at one point in the film. Bro, this must have hit goosebumps for the whole cinema. I'm telling you now, because you were like, shit. Like, I was a kid when I used to see this in the comics and that, and I was like,
That's insane.
I was like,
Yeah.
like, honestly, bro, like, it was serious,
Right.
right? And then, obviously, like, it hit this whole thing, so it was, like, amazing, right? And so they've hit, and they brought a lot of characters back. So Wesley Snipes in it as Blade.
Right, okay.
And he's the longest standing Marvel character.
Ah, right, okay.
So, like, I'm sure when I looked, it was like 24 years since his original
Aye.
to now
Would make sense, aye.
playing it.
Yeah.
And obviously, your man's considerably older, but by the way, still looks like Blade. Like,
still got it.
mate, 100%.
Well-
And then, like, they've got Shannon Tatum's in it.
Right.
And this was another mad one. It's again, it's like a homage thing. Shannon Tatum's like, always, so over the years, always wanted to play an X-Men character called Gambit. He used to throw the cards, the playing cards, right? And I think at one point they were actually going to make a film about it, but it got boosted.
Fair enough. Right, okay.
And he like went to acting lessons and everything to learn the accent for this guy who's got a really weird accent and all that sort of stuff, right? Did all this mad stuff. Costume, got it created and everything, like, was ready. Like, he was putting so much money into actually wanting to play it wasn't about him getting paid, it was about him wanting to play the character.
Yeah.
And they brought him into the film as the Gambit, and like a couple of comments I made for Deadpool, like, it's who people have forgotten or just never made it in the first place, like, and like stuff like that, like, and it's cool because you're like, when you know a wee bit of the background, you're like, ha ha ha, like, Ken,
you laugh at it.
like, yeah, you're like,
get you.
I believe I've just brought that up, and like, guy plays the character brilliantly, like, Elektra's in it, Blade's in it, lots of them, and it's cool, man, like, cool as fuck.
That sounds cool, yeah.
Loads of villains from all the old films.
So you were saying
So rare.
2001.
2000, I think 2001 was Blade,
Right, okay.
the first one.
See, in 2000 and 2001, right? So I would have been 6 years old, 2001. So when I was 6 years old, I was consumed by video games. So I wasn't really watching anything. I was just playing video games.
Oh, see, I was like the whole world of, like,
I didn't-
not sci-fi, like,
yeah, I didn't really ever like sci-fi.
What's
I never had
what's
comics.
it called?
or
Like, it's not even sci-fi. Is it fiction?
fiction.
Is
I'd
it-
say fiction or science fiction, maybe.
yeah,
Science fiction,
it's like that, right? So, like, it would be films.
Yeah.
I'd watch hundreds of films with my dad.
Yeah.
Right? Hundreds, bro. Like, I remember being young. I can't remember what age. I'm watching like Terminator,
Yeah.
like Blade, Predator, Alien, like all these like films, right? When I was young, and like, so see now I've seen fucking everything.
everything.
Every old film that comes on, I've seen, right?
Yeah.
Because I've watched them with my dad, especially all the sci-fi ones or the action ones and all that sort of stuff. Seen them all. Roadhouse, the old one,
Yeah.
brilliant film, like Gladiator and all that, right? I used to watch all that stuff. They were so good. Troy was another
Yeah.
great film. All this sort of stuff, right? So I grew up with that in collaboration with comics, games,
Yeah.
like, so it was just this massive, like, twisted, like, section of, like, I'd watch films with my dad, I'd go and play games.
I get you.
Like, because the imagination was rolling
Yeah.
wild back then because you were young. Because you know what it was like when you were young, that your imagination just was like, you were
Absolutely.
living in dream world,
Blew me
right?
away.
Mega. So, like, it was like, play games. Then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to read the comics.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, I'm going to go fucking watch a film with my dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, like, and it was just like this
It's like a
just
cycle of
of just,
Yeah, yeah.
And I grew up like that for like years and years and years, just constantly
Yeah.
doing all this stuff. And then obviously, like, the world goes on, you go to school and all that. and
Of course.
it's not as cool
Yeah.
to do all that, right?
So I remember when in 2001, that's when I was 6 years old. That's when I got my first PC,
Yeah.
and I would not come off it. I was playing the first ever game that I played on my PC, and I was hiding this. This wasn't something that I should have been playing at all at my age at the time.
Who did?
But it was Mortal Kombat 4,
I love Mortal Kombat.
right? And it was one of those ones when you lose, you're falling from the sky into this well, and at the bottom it's just massive spikes,
Oh, and you go,
and you go
Yeah,
into this with blood
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
And I would purposefully sometimes lose, just so I could see that. I was obsessed with seeing that bit for some reason, right?
Bro.
And there's one time I was playing this game, my dad walks in, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, like I've just been caught watching porn. I'm like, shit, fuck, computer's fucking frozen on this particular.
Ah,
bit of the
back
game.
then computers.
And my dad's
Get
like,
off the
I know,
screen.
and my dad's like that. What's that? I says, I don't know. It just popped up on the screen like an idiot, right? He's like, nah, I don't think so. And back in the day, computers had these disk drives.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't a disc, right? So he's like, oh, funny that, right? So he presses the button for the disc to come out. And
I've not saved it, Dad.
lo and behold, there comes out the disc. Mortal Kombat 4, like, fuck, right there. Confiscated it. He's confiscated it. But I knew where he hid it. So I was like, I'll just take that back and put it back in and blah. And I got caught about 10 more times and I just kept doing the same shit back and forward. And then I ended up I got introduced to GTA.
I love
one
GTA.
of my friends.
San Andreas was my first one.
That was my favourite one, but it wasn't my first one. My first one was Vice City.
I never got Vice City first. I got San Andreas first.
Right.
Vice City came after, even though they came out the other way round.
Vice City came first.
Yeah, I know, but that's how I played them.
Oh, right, okay.
So I got Vice City after San Andreas.
Right, okay, I get
It
you.
actually ruined it for me a wee bit.
Right.
Because at the time, San Andreas was
Right there. So then you played Vice City.
graphics, what you can do, everything.
Yeah.
So then because I then went to Vice City
You went backwards.
second because that was the other GTA out, I'm like, right, I'm going to get Vice City.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't as good as San Andreas
Nah,
because
not at
I
all.
can't like go to the gym, become and do
Mate,
it.
I played San Andreas for like 15 years. No,
So did
like
I.
straight because I done
Great game,
multiplayer and shit like that.
yeah,
You know?
great
But
game, eh?
one thing I wanted to bring up, right? So, gaming for me, because I used to be a pure like mental gamer, right? I was obsessed with gaming.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't have as much time to indulge.
I'm
but-
the same.
but I'd still do when I can, right? Now the only issue is it's not really an issue, but I find myself with age, I find myself not as like in the zone, if that makes sense, right? And also, like I was playing this game the other day there, and I was on multiplayer, and it's like a team-based game. It's called Phasmophobia. It's popular as fuck. Loads of people like it. Ghost one is class.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
amazing, right? Phasmophobia, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's very popular right now. Look it up. It's basically you're in a team of 4. You're going around haunted houses, loads of different maps. There's about 20 maps or so.
Yeah.
And you've got the microphone, you're mic'd up, you're talking to the 4 people that you've got with you, and you've got a lot of equipment to like hunt ghosts and stuff like that. Good
Yeah.
graphics, stuff like that, right? Anyway, so I'm in this group of people, this team, 4 of us, right? We're playing along, we're talking, blah, blah, and then just randomly someone asks a question. Oh, how old are you guys? And I was like, I just
See where this is going.
I just stayed quiet. I was like, oh shit, right? So he goes, oh, I'm 18 or whatever, and someone else goes 17, someone else goes 21, and then I've still not said a fucking word. I'm still sitting there like.
The thing is, you'll never know what ages they were until they've said it. Like that's the thing with playing games
it
online.
Genuinely is.
You don't know
because people sound.
because you're just
You
playing.
can't.
You're just playing a game.
Yeah,
So
but-
you like.
But so what happened, right? So they were like, they looked at, they obviously seen who was talking, and they were like, oh, you never answered to me. And I'm like, shit. I was like, oh, what was the question again? Sorry, mate. I was like, oh, what age are you? I'm like, I'm in my 20s. I thought that would put it to bed, right?
Vague it out.
I thought
I see
that
where
would
you're
put
at,
it to
I see where
bed.
you're at.
20s, sound young, like that's fine. Green light, cool. Oh, is it early, mid, late? What are we saying here? And I'm like, why the fuck you quizzing me like this, bro? Like, what's the need? Right? Like, anyway, so I don't know why. I should have lied, to be honest. But I said late, and there was just an awkward silence a wee bit, and then they were like, all right, like, how are you still hearing that? A part of me died inside. I'm not gonna lie, right? A part of me died inside. But
Bro.
then we kind of laughed about it, and I said, "Look, I love games. Like I'm gonna be 30 next year, right? I'm gonna be 30 next year, and I still enjoy my video games. I love my video games. I couldn't not play video games. It's one of those things that just kind of once you're like that's your sort of hobby
Passion,
or
so your passion, bro.
Your
Like,
passion. You're gonna always be.
I
into
don't
it.
like the fact that people think that, like,
There's 60-year-olds on Twitch playing games.
I don't like the fact that like modern day times, like our sort of generation can be like, you're still playing games,
Yeah, like, what's
and
wrong with that?
you're like 28-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You're still playing games, and I'm like, yeah,
all day, every day.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I am, yeah. Like, you know, but like that shouldn't even be it's the way the question is delivered,
Yeah.
not the question that they're asking.
That's right.
It's the way it's delivered. You're still playing games.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh, you're still playing games?
not like, oh, you're still playing games. Like,
Aye,
as in,
that's
like,
pretty
I'm
cool.
excited to hear about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
It's
you're
like
still
it's
playing
a
games.
judgy one.
And I'm like, yo, like,
Relax.
like, put your judgment back in there, bro.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
because
Keep your
that's like,
judgment.
just stop, right?
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, because I think you should be able to do everything.
As long as
like,
you're doing everything that a responsible adult should be doing, i.e., you have a job, you're bringing money in, doing whatever, you're looking after your family, stuff like that.
You can play
The
games if
rest,
you want to play
do
games.
whatever, do whatever you
That's
want.
the best time in my life right now because my daughter's now playing games.
Yeah.
So this for me is like we played Crash Bandicoot the other day on my PlayStation. Like grew up on Crash Bandicoot, bro, because that was my vibe at the time, right? But like honestly, like watching her then obviously have a shot of it, I'm like nothing better.
Crash Bandicoot was one of the first games I've ever played.
That's same as me.
In
Actually,
fact, let me show you a relic right here.
nice.
Some of you won't know what the fuck this is, but this is that
Fingers crossed you
PlayStation
do.
2.
Fingers crossed
Right?
you do.
This shit still works.
That's cool. I
And
like it.
yeah, Crash Bandicoot on this, everything, whatever.
Yeah, I had a PlayStation 1. My
I
dad
had
got
a
me one
PS1
for
as well.
Christmas
I had the square one though.
when I was born.
Right.
The
Wait, what?
first PlayStation 1 came. The PlayStation 1 came out 2 months before I was born,
Right.
and my dad got me one for Christmas.
So you were
I was born in September, and he got me one in December for my Christmas.
so you were fresh out of the womb playing video games.
So I was
3 months
3.5 months old.
playing video games.
Well, he played it until I
Aye.
was big enough to play it
I know,
myself.
yeah.
But yeah, I got the first ever PlayStation 1 that
Yeah.
came out, and then I've had every PlayStation since
That's
the
right.
Xbox.
I had the
Blah,
square
blah.
one, the first one, the square
Aye,
one, because
that's
they made
fine,
like a
yeah.
round version of it, like a
Yeah,
facelift.
I
I
had
never had that.
the
I had the square one. Then I got that. I had a PS3, but I never took to it. And then I switched to the Xbox.
I had a few PS2s. I had the big one, then I had the slim,
Yeah. That's like, yeah.
and then I had another slim because they brought it out in black.
Mhm.
And then I had the PS3. I think they brought the PS3 Slim out.
That's right. I had one of those, yeah.
I had one of them.
I had both. I had the fat one and the
so
small
did
one.
I. And then I had the Xbox 360
Mhm.
Halo edition.
Yeah, the white one.
Blue, no, Halo 4 edition.
All right, okay.
It was like dark with a blue, and it had
Yeah.
all the lights were blue instead of green.
Okay.
Cool. And it used to make the noise when you opened the disc drive and that.
Mm.
And then
Disc drive. Fuck.
that's when the Halo 4 came out. So
Yeah.
it came out with the Xbox, and I bought it, right? And I had that. Then I love my Xbox as well. It was great. And then obviously PS4 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Got the PS4. They had a PS4 Slim, I think. It's like a slimmer version or
so, yeah.
smaller version.
I think so.
And I
that's
bought that because my PS4's fan was a wee bit weird.
Right.
It's loud, eh? And then PS5, got PS5.
Yeah.
And then next, probably going to get the Xbox One. Is it
Yeah.
One, the new one?
Nah,
X.
Series X.
Series X, yeah. So I'm going to get one of them,
I don't think I'm going to bother with consoles anymore.
You're just computing now.
I'm PC.
I just like consoles. Do you know why I like consoles, bro? It's just because, like...
If you're going to tell me, it's because you can just click it and remote, boom, job done, you're in.
Yeah, well, that is
No.
half the reason.
I mean, you can do that on PC as well.
Yeah, but I don't want the nonsense.
What nonsense.
Building it, the expense.
You've literally asked me to build you a PC.
I know, but building it, the expense, the fact that probably you're always going to have to upgrade.
If you buy a decent one,
It'll last you what?
5 year.
5 years.
5
My
years.
PlayStation 5 will last me 20 years.
Yeah, but no, it will last you. I'm not saying, no, so what I'm saying is, it will last longer than 5 years, but I'm saying is, like, for example, the cycle.
I bet
So,
they'll not
hold on,
make
Hold on.
PS5 games further than what a PS5 can
Aye,
cope
but
with.
hold on, because then you'll get PS6, PS7, whatever, right? So there's going to be generational upgrades of consoles, right?
Totally, I know what you're saying.
Now, so like for example, you've got computer components.
Yeah.
They're going to upgrade in time and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but it's
I've
a
got-
lot more quick.
I got a PC. I don't think it is, depending on what you buy. Because I got the PC last time I got a PC, and the first upgrade I done was 4 years later.
Yeah. But what I would say is there's only 5 PlayStations,
Yeah.
and it's been my lifetime, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming up for 30-year-old, and the PS6 isn't even close to being released.
Has no even been. Has it even
It's not even
been
been spoken
announced?
about. It's not even been
No.
spoken about because the PS5's still there.
To be honest,
So like they did the thing with computer is they'll always make games that go better and better and better, better graphics, better,
That's
better,
right.
better. So you have to, if you want to play them to the capacity of the game,
That's right, you have
you
to.
must upgrade your PC
Correct.
to go with that. I don't have to do that.
That's right.
Because PlayStation ain't going to make games that are past PlayStation.
Because they're optimized for that.
for the console, so I don't have to worry about
I
it.
would get the Series X just to have it. Just to have it.
I would have the consoles. I like the idea of a PC, but I feel console is better to play for friend gaming.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's
So
that's
a
true.
PC's for like probably playing a game on my own. I'm not saying you can't play multiplayer. I'm just saying playing a game on my own to the peak level of what I'm able to play that was for the experience of the game.
Yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox are for the enjoyment of your pals. Either people around or people on multiplayer. I think the
Multiplayer's still fine on PC,
but you can just jump on. I don't have to worry about upgrading my graphics to 0.57 fucking what. I don't care. I just jump on the PlayStation. He jumps on the PlayStation. I know that his looks exactly the same as mine. There ain't no fucking about it. That we're cool.
I get you.
And that's it. It's just links. Always like there's just more fucking about with PC. It's more customizable. I totally get that.
Right,
But
I think that's just what you're into.
But
really.
it's more people will buy a PlayStation and an Xbox because it's easier. It's convenient.
Yeah. People that just want gaming.
My dad bought a PlayStation when the PlayStation 4 came out, and I literally was just like, I'm just going to get one for
the sake of it.
For the sake of it.
Yeah.
Whereas there was no chance he would be like, let's just get a PC built. It's not going to happen.
What I'm doing is I'm going to have a PC here connected to the TV there. So I can play games here, and then I'm obviously building that thing over there to put it into the setup. So if anybody is into PCs and wants to see the video of the build, let me know in the comments, and I'll drop it as well because I'm making a video of it because it's going to be.
No, I think that's like the difference. Obviously, the Xbox PlayStation difference. It's just preference, really.
Yeah,
that's just a preference thing. Like for Max, like dude, that's just like. I like the Xbox remote better than the PlayStation. That's where that is now because you can cross play.
That's right.
So pretty much because everyone's now cross playing.
This is another reason why I'm kind of now sticking to PC because back in the day you were fucked. You couldn't.
Because never had one.
You couldn't jump on a PC. There was no cross-platform games. Ever.
I know.
So you couldn't if you had you had to buy a console, and also not to mention that if all your mates were on Xbox, you just had to buy an Xbox. You couldn't buy a PlayStation.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, but nowadays COD. Whatever, right? What's it called?
It's
cross-platform.
Cross-platform. Yeah.
Most of these games are cross-platform now, so you don't need to worry about it. That's another reason.
It's all transferable.
That's why another reason why I'm not too fussed about. And even another thing that I've found is because my PCs are Windows by Microsoft, Xbox is Microsoft, so I've got the whole Game Pass thing and all my save games and achievements and whatever else. I continue it on the computer, so I don't start over there. I'm just going from where I left.
Yeah,
so that's another thing that I really like about it. You know what I mean?
I just like the convenience of a console. You literally just go.
It is convenient. I'm not saying it is convenient. It's a lot convenient. Yeah. But
where it's just like there's just PC's just a bigger, like more specified experience. Yeah. Anyone can buy one. It's not a gamer.
Other thing is as well. I do
stuff.
video editing. I do streaming.
So you can do all that
loads
on
of
your
things.
thing.
So it makes.
Whereas I don't need to do that. I can just go blah. Cool.
I do loads of things.
Then I can just hold the button and it turns off. That's it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so that's for me. That's just makes it a lot easier.
Any new Netflix series you've been watching?
Yeah, bro. I've watched loads of Netflix series. So I've actually made a list of the Netflix series. That I'm going to talk about these once. I'm going to talk about a series every week, right? Mm-hmm. So this you'll be able to tell right now how often I watch things, right?
Right.
What did I watch recently? Okay, so I watched the new season of Rings of Power. I don't know if you've ever watched this. Probably not because you don't watch anything, right? So you never watches anything other than the same thing. He just rewatches the same thing. Just power. It's just power constantly. He just rewatches it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, stuff like that. It's comfort. Big Bang Theory.
Try things, right?
Right.
Anyway, so Rings of Power, right? Watch season 2. Again, there would be spoilers involved in here, so just be careful, right? Watch season 2. Season 1 came out a couple of years ago, I think. 2 years ago, maybe. So this is, let's set the scene. It's Lord of the Rings, but like a super far prequel. Mm-hmm. Like miles back in the day. Because basically Lord of the Rings, to give you a download, because I know you've not seen that either.
No.
There's a Dark Lord.
I know one thing.
Wizard.
Lord of the Rings, and it's My Precious.
Dark Wizard. That's fine. Dark Wizard. So the Precious is the ring.
Right.
Because he made all these rings.
It's that Dobby looking guy.
Yeah, it's Gollum.
That's it.
So-
He looks like Dobby for Harry
Yeah, but
Potter.
he's not actually that important in the story, right?
Right. He didn't seem like he was.
So Sauron, big dark wizard guy, who's trying to take over Middle Earth. This is where they are, right? So this is like the lands that they're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
He makes this ring, the One Ring,
Yeah.
right? As we see, Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
right? But he also, prior to making that ring, made multiple other rings, right?
Mhm.
So I think it was like 9 for men, 7 for dwarfs, 3 for elves, right? Makes all these rings, mental, right? They give power and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
So it's told in a story very briefly at the start of Lord of the Rings. So they all got these rings. He made this master ring
Mhm.
to allow him to control everything going on.
Okay.
See what I'm going?
Yeah.
So he was obviously then battled, blah, 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 hundreds of years ago, defeated, but the One Ring wasn't destroyed.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So takes the One Ring obviously goes through all the hands. Gollum's one of them.
Mhm.
And then this is where the Hobbit comes in. Bilbo Baggins, who's the Hobbit in it, he finds the ring, keeps the ring for a while,
Mhm.
and it's in his hands for a while. Then in Lord of the Rings, his nephew Frodo, who he's now much older, it's like 60 years
I've heard that
later,
name before.
his nephew Frodo, he gets the ring, and then they put them all together, and they have to, over the 3 films, he goes away and he destroys the ring, right?
Okay.
Rings of Power is the prequel, before Bilbo Baggins, before all this, right? Miles back before that, when Sauron hadn't made the rings.
Mhm.
So he had a predecessor, Morgoth, who was a wizard above, like the wizard, his teacher or whatever, right?
Okay.
Morgoth, because it explains all this in the series. Morgoth's like, right, you're like, he gets defeated or whatever. You never see him get defeated, but he gets defeated at the very start of the first season.
Mhm.
He's gone. Sauron's left. Sauron goes to the orcs, tries to get them all to work. Like basically, he's going to rule them all. They end up fucking tricking him, killing him.
Okay.
Right? He's not actually dead. He's a wizard, obviously.
Yeah.
Fucking Dark Lord or whatever, right? So he comes back to life. In disguise as just a man. And he goes through and he's quite clever, like he can talk well and he puts himself in clever positions, right? So he then manages to convince the best elven smith, obviously they make like swords, all that shit,
Mhm.
to make these rings. And he convinces them to make them for dwarves as well and men.
Is that how the rings start?
So the ring
Right.
starts. He's obviously got this plan, right?
Yeah.
Just as you see a lot of this in season 2.
Right.
So he gets them to make all the rings, he gets them to spread the rings out to all the right people. So like when I say it's 7 for the dwarves, I mean it's like the 7 dwarf kings,
Okay.
right? So like of all the different dwarf
Yeah,
tribes.
yeah.
So the power that you're gaining is the power over the people that are the head of the
Yeah,
rest of them.
the rest of them.
So I'm saying, so the 3 elves, there's like the elf king, someone else, whatever. So the elf king of the forest, the other one, and there's another, right? So he takes over all them, so he can funnel that right down.
Okay.
And then the men, there's 9 realms with men in it, 9 holds, and gives all the kings get them.
Yeah,
See where I'm going with this, right? So they all get all the rings. This is second season, which is a newer one, shows you how he sort of like, bro, he gaslights, I'll be honest, he gaslights himself into making these. Like, when you watch the convos, I'm like, this motherfucker's getting gaslighted to make the rings. And then the guy is actually like, he like plays the game where it's like, we need to make the rings. And the elf is like, oh, can't do it. And he's like, he nearly reverses it and he's like this. Sauron's like, we really shouldn't make these rings. And then the elf's like, we need to make these rings. And I'm like, how has your man turned this conversation around in minutes? I was like, he's getting, like, I'm like, how is this happening? So like, this happens, gets all the rings, blah, blah, blah. But there's people that obviously figured out that he's Sauron because no one knows he's Sauron.
Right.
So people figure it out.
Right, okay.
A couple of the elves and they're
They're in
trying
trouble.
to get him in that.
Right. Okay.
Right. And he obviously escapes with the rings.
Right.
Takes over the orcs eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And he spreads the rings out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if there's going to be a third season or not. They left it on a weird cliffhanger where I feel there could be, but it's getting pretty close to where that point at the start of Lord of the Rings where it shows you him becoming Sauron, the big destroyer,
Yeah.
and he creates the One Ring
Okay.
to rule them all. Because he's got all the other ones, he's just not got the one yet. So I don't know if they're going to make a third season just to fill that wee gap.
Yeah,
Which would actually be pretty good if they did,
Would be.
but I don't know if they're going to or not.
Right. Okay.
I hope so. But it was actually quite, because there's different stories going on. Because there's another, again, spoilers, another big tall guy in it who falls from the stars. So it's like 3 stories going on at once. Sauron's side, and then there's this other guy that falls at the stars, and he looks like a wizard, right? But he can't control his magic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out he becomes Gandalf, who's the wizard in The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of years later, but at this point he doesn't know, and they call him like I can't remember what the term is for them, but they basically fall from the stars and they're wizards. That's what it is. They're magic beings, like, so they become like a wizard, a wanderer, and they wander around all the different sort of,
right,
and they wander around all the different civilizations, men, elves, all that, and everyone knows them because they look after. And there's only maybe 3 or 4 of them, wizards, right? And then there's these wee dudes, wee lassies, and they're like hobbits, but they're called like hardfoots or something like that. And they've got a wee story going on as well. So like you kind of get to see everyone going. Do you know what I mean? So like it's really good like that. And then one of the elves, Galadriel, she has a wee story going on, but she's also kind of linked with Sauron a wee bit because she knows he's Sauron and she's just trying to catch him. Mm-hmm. And he's played her for a fool because she met him and she didn't know he was Sauron, and they became pals.
But I feel like to watch this series, you need to watch Lord of the Rings.
Bro, do you know what? Nah. You could watch.
Could you watch that first?
You could watch it without it. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
As long as you watch the rest of it.
You could watch it without it, bro. I would watch I would actually now, if I hadn't seen any, watch Rings of Power,
and then watch
The Hobbit.
Yeah, okay.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3.
I seen The Hobbit in the cinema.
Did you?
When it first came out, aye. I just remembered. Who the hell did I go with? I think it was my dad or something. When it first came, for the very first one, I went to the cinema to watch it, yeah.
Bro, good film.
Yeah.
I like The Hobbit, a good film.
Yeah, I remember. I just remember that now.
But honestly, I would watch Rings of Power a wee bit slow, season 1,
right.
Initial couple of episodes.
It's
always like that. I struggled with it, bro, to be honest. The first couple of episodes, I was like, what's happening here? Right?
I feel like every series is
but
like
it's because Lord of the Rings is so...
Yeah.
Like you literally start it, you're fucking 45 minutes in, it's like, what's happening? Like, do you know what I mean? This is not like that. This is, you've got a couple of hours to sit, bro, to just digest what's going on initially, and allow the story to
progress,
to grow roots, my brother, and to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right, and that. But when you start sussing shit out, you're like,
huh, what happened?
You're like, motherfucker, he's that guy. Like, and then you're like, how has he done that? And then it throws you off of it. So it's good. It's good because there's another guy who has his own story called Isildur, and his dad is like the general in another place,
right?
And he's like obviously just started in the army as well, like as like a soldier, and his dad's always putting like quite a lot of pressure on him because he's known the best and this and that, right? And he in the Lord of the Rings is actually the guy that defeats Sauron.
All right, okay.
The kid.
Right, okay.
Like he's obviously young.
Yeah.
But he must get a wee bit older.
Yeah.
And he fights Sauron and he cuts Sauron's fingers off, takes the ring off his fingers and kills him.
Right.
So that like
there you go.
So but you see him from the initial and you're like, no chance he's doing that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
so he was
kind of how he develops as a character because he develops very well, bro.
Yeah.
And he becomes a totally different guy by even season 2. You're like, this ain't the same dude.
I get you.
But and they all do that because even like Gandalf, you see him in Lord of the Rings, super knowledgeable, knows everything, magic, amazing, strong as fuck, good fighter, all this. See him in this, bro, confused old man, doesn't know what the hell's going on, doesn't know like how to use power, doesn't know about like the trees and all that, and he doesn't know all that stuff. So like, mad to see the transition of the characters developing. Do you know what I'm saying? So like,
well, I need to definitely maybe.
But actually, honestly, I'd give it a recommendation. I know that I've probably not sold that well, but I genuinely would give it.
It does sound good
because they've got the films out as well. I'd recommend it now.
Yeah.
If it was just the series, I'd be like, Dad, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But because the films are out and it all links.
Yeah.
I like shit that
links. It's like a progressive thing. Isn't it?
I like shit that links. So I'm like, yo, cool.
Definitely.
Cool. Right, do you know what I mean? So like, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
I'll have a look into that.
Yeah, bro.
Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode.
Yeah, sick.
And
appreciate it.
Let us know in the comments what bit was your favourite and what you'd like us to talk about. Give us some subjects.
We've got
bring them up.
The Instagrams in the description, so you can
If you've got
message that.
anything you want to ask us or bring up any subjects, just drop us a DM.
Dilemmas, whatever. Questions,
Advice,
funny stories, whatever. We'll read them out.
Whatever. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, anonymously, of course. And then you can leave comments, subscribe if you can. That helps us.
That's right.
And appreciate it.
Perfect.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys.